Hello everyone and welcome to Electrical Engineering and LTspice tutorials. In this tutorial we explain how to generate a Bode plot or Bode plot of an RC circuit. Everything explained in this video tutorial can be used in case of any other circuit as long as you can properly define inputs and outputs. Over here, you can see the log magnitude and the phase response of this circuit. The circuit is relatively simple. It consists of the capacitor and resistor, the voltage source over here that generates a sinusoidal input signals, and we are simply computing the frequency response and the log magnitude as well as the phase and plotting them over here. If I move my cursor, you can see how the magnitude and phase change over here as I slide down the Bode plot. To be able to validate the simulation results, it is important to briefly recall and summarize the basic theory of the frequency response of the RC circuit. Over here, you can see the simulated RC circuit. Here's the resistor, here's the capacitor, here's the input voltage, and here's the output voltage. In our previous video tutorial, we have derived the expressions for the frequency response. That is, we have derived the expression given over here that shows the magnitude response, and this expression over here that shows the phase response. Then in our previous video tutorial, we have derived this expression for the log magnitude response, and here it is. Now, we will be using these formulas in order to validate the simulation results. The most important point on the Bode plot is the break frequency. From this equation, we can observe that the break frequency is that WB is equal to 1 over RC. Namely, the break frequency is defined as the point, or better to say, as the frequency point for which the magnitude response is equal to 1 over square root of 2, or 0.707 amplification. Solving this equation for omega, we obtain 1 over RC. The Bode plot then looks like this. For frequencies smaller than WB, the Bode plot in the log domain can be represented as a horizontal line at 0, and after WB, that is for frequency larger than WB, we have minus 20 dB per decade decrease in amplification. For us, the most important validation will be this break frequency. Namely, we will enter the values of the resistor and capacitor, or the resistance and capacitance, inside of this equation. We will analytically compute the break frequency, and then we will confirm the simulation results to make sure that this break frequency is actually shown in simulation results. And if you go back to the simulation results, you will be able to do that. Namely, if I move my cursor and place it over here, you will see that this point over here is actually our break frequency, and that's precisely the value analytically calculated in Python. And this will be explained later on in this video. Okay, let's start with simulations. Once you open LTspice, you will see this window. Then click on File and click on New Schematics. And let's start adding the components. First of all, click here to add the capacitor, then do the right click, then click here, then press Ctrl R to properly rotate the resistor, then click here to add the voltage source, and then finally we need the ground. To add the ground, click here and place the ground here, and then do the right click. Next, connect all the components. You can start from the capacitor, click here, 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 and here, and finally connect the ground by first doing the right click, then clicking on the ground and connecting the ground to our circuit. Next, let's adjust the values of the capacitor and resistor. To do that, do the right click, then the right click over here once again, and set the value as 1U. 1U will actually place the value of capacitance of 10 to the minus 6 or 1 microfarads, and click OK. And you will see the symbol mu, which is a symbol for 10 to the minus 6. Let's adjust the resistance. Do click here and enter 10,000. Here it is. Okay. and that's it. This will give us an appropriate value of the break frequency, as we will be shown later on, and these values will enable us to validate the simulation results. Next, let's adjust the voltage source. Right-click on the voltage source and click on Advance. And then over here, make sure that you find the section called Small Signal AC Analysis. And here, let's set the AC amplitude. Here, we are setting the AC amplitude of our input signal. You can place any value. I will, for example, place 2 or enter 2. However, you can also do 1. This will give us an amplitude of 2 volts and click OK. Good. Next, let's call the input and output nodes. That is, let's define the input and output nodes. To do that, click on Net and place Y over here and click over here. This will be our output node. Let's place the input node or an input net, click here and call it as U. And then click OK and then click over here. Now we have output and input and we will be able to plot the voltages. Next, let's configure our simulation. To do that, simply click here on Configure Analysis and then over here click on AC Analysis. Type of sweep, enter the decade. This will actually give us the Bode plot. Number of points per decade, let's for example go with 10,000 and let's set the start and then frequency. Over here as the start frequency I will place 1 Hertz, and as the stop frequency I'm going to place for example 10,000 Hertz. Later on you can experiment this and you can change the results, and this will properly set up our AC analysis. That is, this will enable us to compute the frequency response and to show the frequency response as a Bode plot, and click on OK and place the thing over here. Good. Now let's run this simulation. To run the simulation, simply click here and this will run everything. Now you can immediately see this graph over here. You can see already the frequencies being shown. However, we still don't have the graphs. To show the graph, do the right click over here, click on Add Traces, and then over here click on V of y, and over here divide V of y by V of u. Let me show you what's happening. V of y is the voltage, or the voltage dropped across the capacitor, right? And V of u is our input voltage. Y and u are actually notations for the point Y and point U, and click on OK. And voila, here it is. Here is our Bode plot. Looks magnificent. Let us now verify the frequencies. That is, we want to validate this result. To do that, first note over here that the frequency is shown in Hertz. Right, it's not a radial frequency, it's the standard frequency. And we need to make sure that at the break frequency, the amplification or attenuation will be minus 3.01 and the phase will be minus 45 degrees. Okay, just one more thing to repeat. This graph over here shows the log magnitude, and this graph over here shows the phase. On the left, you can see the log magnitude y-axis, and on the right, you can see the phase axis. Okay, so let's start with validation. If you open MATLAB or Python or anything similar, you can write a simple script. Over here, I define the resistance, I define the capacitance. Resistance is 10K, capacitance is 1 micron, and over here, I'm actually computing my break frequency. The break frequency, according to theory, is given like this. However, this is the break frequency is in radians per second. The break frequency in Hertz is actually 1 over RC multiplying 2 pi. This is because omega b is equal to 2 pi multiplying frequency, and consequently we can express FB like this. So let's enter this over here, and if I enter this thing and if I evaluate this script, I should get F over here to be around 15.92 Hertz. Okay, So this is the number we are looking at. And for this value, the log magnitude should be minus 3.01. So let's validate this. To validate this, go back to LTspice, and then you need to find the cursor. To find the cursor, click here and click on place cursor on the active trace. And over here you can slide this cursor, and at the same time you can observe how the frequency and the magnitude and phase change. So let's go approximately to the value of frequency that we have calculated. Namely, the frequency should be 15.92. If I go here, I'm almost there, 15.92, 15.92. Let me just try to slowly. Okay, this is approximately where we are. Okay, 15.87, 15.9. Or let me just go a little bit further. Okay, 15.92. If I get a little bit closer to that value, I should be able to do it properly. It's very difficult to adjust it like this, but we can try. We can try and we will be able to do it. Okay, we can start with this. We can see that approximately the magnitude is minus 3 and the phase is 45 degrees. And that's precisely what we expect from our theoretical results. Okay, that's it. Let us further validate these results by changing the value of resistance and changing the value of capacitance. So click here and let's put this to be, for example, 15,000. Okay, and let's put this value to be, for example, 0.7 mu. Okay, and then let's run this again. The break frequency obviously changed, but it changed really slightly. Let's go with something different. For example, let's do I don't know, 20,000 over here. Okay, let's do 20,000, and let's go here with, let's say, 0.1 mu, and let's see what will happen. And if I run it again, okay, this will significantly push the break frequency. Now let's enter these values inside of our Python script in order to be able to validate it. If I go to Python script over here, I will have 20,000. And if I go back here, I need 0.1. So if I click here, I just need to multiply this by 0.1. And then if I compute again the value, let's see what I will get. I will get f of approximately 79 or 80, 79.6. So let's validate this. If I now move here, cursor, and if I go to 79, okay, I can see that this is also correct. I can see that the phase is approximately 3.01, and I can see actually that the magnitude is minus 3.01 and the phase is minus 45 degrees. This means that we have properly simulated the Bode plot or the frequency response of this circuit. Okay, that's all for today, and thanks for watching.